Welcome back to Glenville State College. You're in the athletic department. Back to the Coaches Show. Here it is, Monday, October 18th, and today we have head football coach Mike Kellar. Great to have you with us here, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's always good coming in here on the heels of a victory. And
beats losing.
Beats losing. Big win Saturday in the battle for the barrel over at AB. Some takeaways from that contest?
Anytime you're playing a rival, close game. I had a quarterback meeting this morning, and we talked about it felt like a home game, because there were so many of our people there, and with such close proximity, and we obviously we're talking about the game. Went over, had a rough start, battled through some adversity, took the lead, didn't finish the game quite like we wanted to, but anytime you go on the road and win a football game, especially when you've been struggling, it's a good thing. When you got a team who's been practicing as well as our team has, it's good to see us go over there and get a win and get some reward for all the hard work.
Well, I know the big topic and our storyline has been that running game. A couple of weeks over 200 yards, and this week 307.
Yeah.
Net. Alfred Minger with 191. Yeah. Big game for him on 25 carries. Just about the running game, the O-line, how those backs are running.
Well, anytime you run for that many yards, obviously someone's blocking somebody, and our offensive line is really starting to play well. It's kind of been a mash unit at times, moving guys around, and Josh McNeamer came back and kind of played center for us this week and graded out really well. Coach Trickett's not the easiest grader, and every one of them graded out as winners this week, which since I've been here is probably the first time that has happened. So they did a good job. They did a great job during the week with their prep. AB does so much schematic fire zoning and trying to outnumber you in the run game, and for our offensive line to be able to identify that and put all the work it took in to block those different schemes is a testament to Coach Trickett and obviously to them. They did a really good job. Ian Pomeroy graded out really high again. Brock Roby's a right tackle, did a nice job. Ryan played probably his best game since I've been here at center, and John Kelly at left guard did a nice job for us, and Roy Coppage as the left tackle. And all those kids, all of them are redshirt freshmen except for the center. He's a senior. So the other four, I think 3 of them are COVID freshmen, and one's a redshirt freshman. So that should be a good group moving forward.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it was nice. A lot of sustained drives. And really go to the defensive side. Of course, we gave them a short field right off, and they had the one big play in the fourth quarter. But really, they only had one long sustained drive that resulted in points.
Yeah, and I think that had more to do with our mentality than anything. When we got the big lead, our team really hasn't had a lot of big leads, and it's funny to me. Like coaching a football team is almost like raising your kids. You tell them not to do something, but they got to find out for themselves. And we talked and coached about turning that switch. When you turn that switch off, it's hard to turn it back on. So just keep it on, during the ball game. And I think when we got the lead, I think their mentality was, well, this game's over, and whether we lost focus. It didn't feel that way, but when I see some of the things we did, it kind of made me wonder where we were at. And we talked to them about that at the end of the game, and they all understand, and we'll address it today in the team meeting and moving forward in practice. But I think that has much to do with it as anything. But all in all, our defense played great all day. They really didn't sustain any offense other than one drive in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, you had of course, Seth Arnold led you in tackles again. He had the scoop and score. So he got to relive his fullback life there for a little bit.
Yeah, I told him when he came off, I said, you scored more points on defense than you did when you was on offense, which isn't necessarily true, but it did bring for a funny moment.
I think there were 9 tackles for loss. I think it was spread out over 7 different guys. So just, so obviously a lot of, aggression and,
I think
attack mode on the
defense. A little bit of it's our style, and then obviously our defensive line's playing really well. Ellis Lilly's having a great year for us at the defensive tackle spot, as is Max Boyd and Josh Carr coming off the bench, Isaiah Macklin, defensive end. He's moving in and out, but Abu Kaikai was a nice transfer for us, and he's doing a really good job. And St. Jock with the sacks and some of the edge stuff him and Marcus Hagler have done. And those guys are playing really well. Linebacker Seth's one of the top tacklers in the league. Had 9 tackles again this week, and did a really good job on the scoop and score play, and getting getting Sean Bowers back is a big part of it. And, of course, our secondary, our secondary played really well. I mean, we talk about players of the week. You know, we'll pass out awards tonight, and a couple of guys got dominated. Mark Shepard had a really good game at corner. Jalen Jones had a nice game at corner. And then Sterling and Penn are just, you know, they're outstanding at safety. I mean, they get a lot of love from us in the league, but those guys they're pretty steady. Yeah, they're very good for us back there.
Yeah. Well, look, turning the clock ahead, homecoming week here in Pioneer Land. Got one of the top teams in the country coming in.
Yeah.
And they'll, got a couple of championships under them now in Notre Dame. Just the challenge that is ahead there.
Well, I mean, we've watched them on tape. You know, I've watched their defense or their offense on tape all season because they've been some crossover tape. This weekend, really spent a lot of time viewing their defense. And, I mean, they are fast and physical, and they look like a top 20 football team. I think they're 13 in the country right now, and the regional rankings will come out later, I think today, and they're going to be in that as well. Just a good football team. Got a lot of their recent tradition's been really good. I think they've lost 2 games in the last 3 years in league, and coincidentally one of them was to us in 2019, so I'm sure they'll still have that on their mind. And then they lost to Charleston a couple of weeks or 3 weeks ago. But a very good football team. They run the ball very well. They've had the same starting line since I've been here. Yeah. Same quarterback since I've been here. They've changed tailbacks a couple times. But they seem to make yards with whoever they put in there. And they're really good at receiver right now. They got about 4 or 5 really good tight ends. Quarterback's a good player. It's a very good football team. Defensive front is stacked, same kids. Linebackers been the same kids since I've been here. And their secondary may be better than it's been the last couple of years. So they got a good football team. We got our work cut out for us. It is homecoming, so we'll have the home field advantage. I'm sure the Pioneer faithful will be out heavy, and our kids will put together a good week of practice, and they'll put together a good effort on Saturday.
Tell you what, special homecoming start time for everyone out there. It'll be 1:30 at Morris Stadium. So we're going to be looking forward to that, and hosting our good friends from up in Ohio. So
yeah.
Well, Coach, we're going to talk again next week on the heels of that one, and as we wind into the second half of the season here. But again, congratulations on that victory over at AB.
Thank you, appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you, Coach.